Okay, everyone, back out in the shop here. Back on this old dually, hoping to see if we can get this thing together enough to see it run and stuff. So went ahead and got all the steering lines all hooked up. Had to adapt the one to the modern steering pump there. So did that. I went ahead and tore out the some of the old, you can see there, the old fuel lines and stuff. And then I went ahead underneath there too and just tidied up a few things. I tidied up the e-brake cable and just a couple. I took off the old exhaust brackets and just cleaned up a few things there. I spent a few hours out here just cleaning up stuff. So what I got left to do now, I guess, is I got to the fuel lines. Got to do the fuel, the fuel pumps and fuel lines. So I have to chop that drive shaft down to, I decided 2 3/8. I'm just going to make it just a little shorter, that one. And I found myself it's going to work awesome. So what they call this, an offset U-joint. So basically this narrower one, 1350, will fit the old truck drive shaft. And then this wider section here, this 1410 joint, will fit the modern or the newer yoke on the transmission. So that just saves me a ton of hassle. All I got to do, like I said, is just shorten that drive shaft a little bit. So put exhaust, a little bit of intake and stuff. And then, of course, I got to put my interior and stuff back together, but that's no big deal. I am hoping to have a carpet here and some wiring. I got to finish up this truck wiring and put the LS harness in and stuff, and get her fired up and see how this thing runs. I think it's gonna run real nice. Make this truck even nicer to drive. I'm getting excited though, because I do miss driving it. I love this old truck, so it's a hoot to drive. So let's get back to work here. So I got this thing back up in the air. I was gonna start on the exhaust, is what my thinking was. But then what I decided to do, I think I'll do the fuel first, because then it'll be easier to get at all this stuff. So I do have to drop both tanks. I'll show you guys what my old 4x4 is. I use this Holley pump here. So that's the Holley pump. There's the part number. But that's what I did on that old 4x4. This one I got dug out. So what this is you can see, so this is, Holley makes this for these old tanks. And this is their, I think they called it a patent membrane or whatever. But basically this soaks up the fuel, and then you don't need a sump. You don't need an EFI tank or anything like that. They are pricey little pumps, so that's kind of a bummer. It's kind of a hit there, but I did it on that 4x4, and then what I did on it, and I'm going to do on this one too, and I'll show you guys. But I went ahead and put one in each tank, and then when I switch between tanks, it just switches pumps. It seems to work pretty good. It works real good on that truck. It's just like I said, it's a little bit of hit in the old pocketbook that a guy doesn't love, but that's okay. Also, to justify it, it's going to last twice as long, right? Because you're only going to use them half the time. So these pumps should last the rest of this truck's life, I'm hoping. So they come with a nice little whip here, and I got it here. I need a little extension and stuff. Oh, the other thing is too, these pumps, they work real well. They're internally regulated, so you don't need a regulator then. And you also don't need a return line. So it just helps clean up the whole system as well. So, and then obviously they're made to fit these tanks. So, and the sender also, the fuel level sender works for your original gauges and stuff as well. So, so I'll go ahead and drop these tanks and get this baby, start getting these babies installed, get some plumbing out where I can get at it. And then, I'll plumb it right in so that I don't light this thing on fire when I'm doing the exhaust and stuff, because there'll be some welding there. So we'll start stripping the stuff out, get these. Oh, I'll show you one other thing too, you guys. This sweet old truck, look at this. It has these too, and I assume this one got a couple cracks, but the old tank protectors and stuff, both sides. This old girl's pretty cherry. Pretty happy to have this truck. So we'll get to work here. They just have 4 bolts here and 4 bolts here that hold this saddle. And that's what I'm going to attempt to do. That's what I did last time. We just unbolted that and just let it fall down. I can move it out of the way. I will get the tank right out of the way so that I can pull that the suction tube instead of this and replace it with that pump. But then I'll just do one tank at a time, obviously, so that I don't have a big mess, and I only got one jack, right? So All right. There we go. The old girl's loose. We'll see if we can wiggle it on out of here. These hoses, they're old carburetor hoses. I'll probably just cut them. When I pulled these ones off, I got gas in my eye. We'll try not to get that. Yeah, I'm hoping that the wires got enough, if I remember correctly, they got enough length that I can just drop this out till I can get them hooked up, but we'll see. All right, and I don't know how much fuel is in these either. I think one of them actually might be full. The other one might be like half full or something. So we'll see. And I can tell just by swooshing, this tank is pretty full. So the other thing that's kind of nice too is when you get them out, you can, I don't know, you can clean all the dirt, and there's generally, you know, rocks and stuff. Get all that kind of cleaned up nice. So I just went ahead and start cleaning this up a little bit too. I think there was some, looks like some undercoaty type stuff someone had sprayed on there at one point. So go ahead and get that all cleaned up a little bit. And then I'll go ahead and get a chisel and a hammer and drive this lock ring out. I'll show you guys that. Get that out, pull this thing out, just take a little look around, and get ready to throw that new pump in there. I don't know if any of you haven't ever seen this before, but basically all it is this. You can see a little tab there. This ring, you hammer on these little ledges here, and it just unwinds it. And then once this ring gets to these opens, it pops out, and then there's an O-ring and stuff in there. So you see it come into the open there. Now you can just, you know, peck it out of there. And the new pump's got new stuff. All right. Let's see what happens. So there's the original pickup tube with the, you know, the level sender and stuff. But, you know, pretty basic. It is what it is. The inside of that tank, I'll show you guys. The inside of that tank looks real good. So I think we're good to go. Anyways, it's shiny. That tank is nice and shiny, so we'll be good to go ahead and throw this pump in. Okay, just a couple things. So this is what they call this, the hydromat. I was just reading about it. But yeah, go ahead and install that. Hard push. But anyways, there you go. I think this is the thing that does the trick. So this is what absorbs the fuel and then doesn't let it flush away and stuff. So the other thing I did read, and I do remember from last time, you have to remove, to get it in, you just have to temporarily remove your the level sender, because it's just to feed it in. Once the float is in, then you can reinstall it. And I remember that because last time I'm like, nah, that's dumb. I ain't gonna do that. And then I think I tried for 20 minutes and then realized that I had to. So we'll just do it right off the bat. New O-ring and a new lock ring. Snug these two babies up and we'll be home free. Then just replace it the way it come off. I think I got her all started. And then yeah, just pound it around till it locks up on you. And that's it. That baby's installed. And then this one's the breather. This one's your feed. So we're good. I can go ahead and what I'm going to do is just attach a hose so I can get it fed in. This one I'll put I noticed that breather on the old one was kind of yuck, so I'll see if I got a new one to put on there. And we can put this tank on and then just repeat the process exact same on the other side. And then we'll worry about plumbing and then, of course, wiring and everything as well. But this little pigtail will stick through, so I can just do that all on the inside after. So I said my breather here, the one that was on there, was a little crusty. So I did find one. Went over the hill. There's a truck over the hill. Got that. So I'm going to just go ahead and throw this up in there and throw it up in there and repeat the process on the other side. All right, that's it. All I got to do, well, I got lots to do, but mainly what I got to do is I got to plumb it all, but I'll hook that filler neck back up, and then we're laughing. Get her plumbed. This thing will be ripping before we know it. All right, I just want to give you guys a quick update before I pack it in for the night. It's getting a little late. I'll be back out here again tomorrow after work for sure. I got the tank, that one tank back in. I still got to do the other one, but I got carried away just tidying up the cables and stuff under here. And I also tomorrow I think I'm going to buzz quick and go. I'm going to go shorten that drive shaft that little bit. So I did smash the U joint out of it, the original U joint, so I can do that offset one. Because I have to because I have to get that done. That's important. But also as I was standing here thinking about this for a little bit, this is going to be easier to put all the wiring and the hoses and stuff for the fuel and stuff. It'll be easy to do that without exhaust and stuff. But when I do that exhaust, I'm going to want that drive shaft in here, you know, on the, just so I know I can clear everything with the exhaust pipe. So, yeah, anyway, so see you guys tomorrow. All right, everyone, I'm back here on this old dually again. But so what I'm doing today is I'm going to just I have to chop this drive shaft down. I got to shorten it 2 3/8 of an inch. So I did go ahead and get it rigged up here. You can see I got rigged up on the lathe. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but I got my marks there and stuff. What I'm going to do first is I'm just going to part off the weld. I'm going to mark it with the parting tool, and then I'm going to shave that weld off to get it out of the way, and then I'll part that yoke out of there, and then I'll part this off, and then we can slap her back together. So that's what I'm going to start with here right now. But there we go. We got that baby parted off. I'm just going to go ahead and clean it up. Slight chamfer. And I got this one parted too, but I just got to separate it now because it's got that kind of pressed in there. So we'll get that all separated. We'll get it all, we'll get it all welded back up, and we'll be in business. All right, everyone, just show you the progress I've made here so far. So I had this, so I got to go ahead and just finish welding this up. Then that drive shaft's ready to rock. Got the fuel pump swapped out and ready to roll. I just want to show you guys, I did plumb these here. So what I did on that other truck, and it seemed to work real good, is, so I obviously got 2 pumps feeding, and I have to Y into one. When I switch tanks, I'm just switching pumps. And then what I found if I was running one pump, it would backfeed into the other pump kind of, and it acted weird. So what I got to do, or what I did on other trucks, seems to work real good, is I put a check. I put these checks in so that when this pump is feeding the truck or the engine, it's not feeding back to there, and vice versa. So I got the tank done, got that drive shaft welded up, I guess, oh, I do got to do the wiring, and then I can go ahead and throw some exhaust in here. The other thing I'm going to do too is I've always meant to, and I'll just tell you guys right now, but I always meant to run a, down the frame, I want to run a battery cable to the back, you know, with my trailer and stuff, then I can run the winch, because I never had luck with keeping a battery in the toolbox of that trailer and stuff and whatnot. So now I'll be able to just hook it to the truck and run the winch. So I'm going to do that while I'm under here too. I've always meant to, and now I'm under here with lots of room, and we'll just make it happen. So I got the fuel lines done. Well, no, sorry, I don't got them done. But I'm going to route this one the same way as the original one. So I'm just going to go over the frames, and I'm going to go to this stuff here, and I'm going to, you know, up towards the engine there. Seems to work good. And then I got, you know, I used sections of the original there and a section here as well. Oh, behind. But yeah, that section as well. So, yeah, I'll hit my noodle again. Anyways, so I also should mention too that I am using, I'm making sure, like, for the fittings and stuff, I use this push lock stuff. See, I really like how they work. And I'm using this push lock hose. So it's also obviously EFI rated. So for the higher pressure stuff. So just to clarify that, that's what I'm doing as well. So anyways, I got to try and straighten this roll out a little bit here. And I seen on, like, I don't remember if it's Instagram or something, but I'm going to grab this block of wood. I'm going to try this anyways. So they say you drill a hole through it. The size of that should be able to draw it through there, and it's supposed to straighten it. So I'm going to give that a go, see if I can get, I measured kind of quickly there. I need about a 52-inch chunk of that stuff. And I'll just have to put a little kinks in it and stuff to make it go where it's got to go. But let me see if I can straighten out a little chunk there, see what happens. Yeah, so I'm gonna say that it does work, kind-ish, but it's probably better than just trying to eyeball it by hand, I guess. So all right. Yeah, I guess that's not so bad. But yeah, and then I'm going to go ahead and crimp it just a little bit to put that bump before I clamp the hose to it. And then I do have to put a couple little waves in it to get around a few things there to make it work. So kind of like the factory one was, but carbureted. So we'll make this work. It'll look good. All right, everyone, just got home from work, back out in the garage here again. I did get distracted with what I was doing there last night, and just ended up kind of finishing up. But we're back at it, and I'll show you what I got going on. We were making this fuel line. You can see here I got this fuel line that I was straightening out there when we ended. So got that baby in as well. Got the old drive shaft in there. I just went ahead and threw that in. Remember I mentioned I was going to run a cable here for the back to run my winch and stuff. I ran that through there too. So, but now that I got tidied up and we're ready, I think I'm going to go ahead and start piecing this exhaust in here and see how much of it we can get done tonight, and keep the progress going. So I got my X pipe here, and that's roughly where that's going to sit, give or take a little bit. And keep in mind it's well above, well above the frame rails. It'll be up in here. It's this drive shaft doesn't move up and down at all, so it should be good there. And then of course I'll Y back out and get back. And I got my mufflers here, and they'll be I don't know if you can see here, but they'll be back here somewhere, right about here, I think. And then we'll exit it out the back. But first things first, I got to adapt to these flanges, and we'll get the adapt to these flanges and get this plumbed into the X pipe, and we'll go from there. It works good for me the way I do it, but it is just time consuming, slicing up those bends and stuff. But it does end up being a pretty nice exhaust. It sure flows good for sure anyway. So all right, so I'm just getting rigged up here. I did want to show you guys kind of what I'm doing. So I got a piece of pipe centered where I want it through this cross member, give or take. But most importantly, I got the height. I can double check this side to side after. But I got that so that I can get the height. Okay, so basically all I was going to do is just take some of these and adapt them to get to there. So we're not far off. Maybe a little more length and a little more bend, but this is just a piece I had. So I got some more pieces and we'll just make this work. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tack it all real good. X pipe, tack that in, and once I get both sides tacked in, I'll pull that section out and I'll weld it up real good, and then it'll be permanent there. I can bolt it in, and then I can start working on the back half. And same thing, just start tacking it all in, and eventually I'll have an exhaust system. So I did pull off. So what I did is so you can see I got it into the X on the one side. I'm all attached here. This first section I did pull off and weld it fully, this top half, before I did this. So, and then I just started welding some of it while it was hanging here. But yeah, it's looking real good. It's going real nice. I haven't been at it too long, but I've been a little while. And this first half's going to takes a little more effort because of the nature of it, right? Getting there. But out this back could be some more, well, I guess there's still going to be plenty of bends, but it'll be some longer pieces, so it'll make me feel better. It'll feel like it goes faster. I'll make more distance in same amount of time. So, well, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull this one off quick and weld it all up. And then I get the second one on and plug it into there, because now I know this is going to be where it's going to be. And in case you're wondering, that's level across the frame and no exhaust sticking down. So it's all up underneath there. So it should be clean and tidy. All right, so I had this out and I went ahead and got it all welded up. You can see I got the joints all welded. In this case, I mean, it's always the plan, I guess, to make welds that you're happy with, but in this case, it's real important just because I'm not gonna grind them flat, try to make it a smooth. I mean, this truck's low, it is what it is. You're not gonna see it ever, and like I said, the plan is to make welds you're happy with and then just leave them, right? So anyways, I'll get this bolted back up and I'll get this other side in here, and I'll show you guys when I get that kind of done, just to that X pipe, and then we'll just start shooting off there. But I got the one, obviously, like we showed, into the X, and then I got this baby started. Just gotta turn them into there, and then we'll keep on trucking. I worked on getting these wide out to get back to the mufflers, and then what I've been working on too now is off the muffler, get the arch up over the diff. So I got both of them made. It wasn't bad. It was a little time consuming because I made this one and then just copied it. And then we'll whip around the back here and we'll show you here. So you can see there we kind of have them exiting. Now what I have to do is I'll back up even farther. So I have this piece of pipe hung up here. I have it on my little transmission jack. I thought it over. I sat here and thought for quite a while, actually, what I'm going to do, where I wanted to exit it. I was thinking maybe kind of like original here. What I've decided to do is I'm going to exit it just out the back. So I have this piece. I took some little pipe here to space it away, because I'm going to get some tips or something. I don't have them yet, but I'll get some tips. So I'm leaving enough room for the tips, because the tips I think are going to be about 4-inch tips. So anyways, with the clamp and the stand, I got this baby where I want it. So now all I got to do is take a couple bends. I'll sneak through here. I'll hit my head again for the 150,000th time. But yeah, so all I got to do now is just connect these two. So yeah, shouldn't be too big of a deal. But that's what I'm working on right now. I got another bend here, right there. I'll get shaping that baby and see if I can get that baby connected. I'll end up with a hanger just in front of the diff off that cross member, and a hanger back here. I'll show you the kind of hangers I'm using, because I got these ones here mocked up. I just got them held on with vice grips, but I'll weld them and then I'll kind of just wrap them to kind of hang off of there to hook. So, and I'll get, like I said, a couple more back here to hold the very back end there. So I'll get cutting up some more pipe and see what I can do. And then what I'm going to do, because I won't be able to get this all out in one piece, I just tacked it to the front of the muffler here, or to the back of the muffler, I guess. But this front piece I'll pull off, finish welding. Front half's done, just this back half. I got 4 or 5 joints to do there. And then the those tailpipes will kind of come off on their own. And if I ever have to, I'm going to tack it here after, but then I'll put band clamps or something. And then if I have to, I can just nip them little welds and pull that those tails off if I have to. Hopefully I don't ever have to. Hopefully it's good for a long, long time. But if I do, I can just do that. So let's get to work. Okay, everyone, this exhaust is kicking my butt, but I think I got her. I just gotta pull it out and weld it up. But I'm going to show you guys what I'm doing here. And then you might ask, I think this is kind of the hard way to do it. I don't mind doing it this way. Like I said, it's harder, but this way I can do it myself. I can get a good exhaust for, like I said, for a reasonable price. That's why I do it like this. I've done quite a few like this. It just takes time. But yeah, getting this over the rear end and stuff, a bit of a challenge. But like I said, we got it. I was one hanger short, so I'll show you guys here what I got going on. And I did put the ends of the exhaust out like this for now because I don't have tips. Once I get a tip, I can just chop this off wherever, make my tip nice. I left enough room. And then you can see under here, I got it up and over the diff. Looks pretty good, I think. I just have to take this apart and weld it all up. And I did put in some brackets up in here. But yeah, I really like how it's coming along. And then the other thing is too, I'm not sure about these knockoff Super 10s. I don't know how good they'll be, but they're super short. So if I don't like them, I can just chop a chunk out and put a different muffler at some point, or if they're no good. But yeah, I'll be back out here after work again tomorrow, just because this took me a little longer than I thought. So this is two full nights in a row doing this, and then part of another night there to get it all. And I guess I'm not done yet either. So see you guys tomorrow. I'll be back out here tomorrow after work. Okay, everyone, back out in the garage here again. I just want to give everyone an update, give you guys an update where I'm at with this exhaust. So I did get it all welded up. You can see there I got the first half, the front half with the mufflers and the pipe, the X pipe. Got that baby. Hit my head again. And there's one tailpipe section and then the other tailpipe section here. So I'm going to go ahead and hit it with some, what do we call this stuff? Anyways, it's header paint. So I'm going to go ahead and hit it with that stuff. It'll be nice when I put it in anyways. It'll look good putting in, and then we'll see how long it lasts. But go ahead and hit it with that a little bit, and then we'll get the stuff installed. All right, everyone, I just want to show you guys a few things before I pack it in tonight. I've been out here working diligently, just taking some time, but I'm going to show you some stuff before I head in. So I did go ahead and get this exhaust. I'll get my light here. Oh, point it the right way. Hey, there we go. Anyways, I got this exhaust in finally. You can see it there through the X pipe. One muffler, two muffler. I'll show you guys. Yeah, I got some hangers up there and up over the tail end right there. Let me show you from the back. There we go. And I'll lower this down after too and show you guys, but there's the tailpipes. One's still smoking. But we'll probably throw some tips on there later or something too, so I can chop them back just a few inches. But let's lower this down. And this exhaust, I'm happy how it turned out. It's going to be a big old 3-inch by 20-foot long exhaust. We'll see how it sounds. Hopefully it sounds good. But take a look here. Yeah, so that's all I got for this episode. I was hoping to get a little more done, just the exhaust. Some of that stuff just took a little longer than I'd hoped. But I'm happy with it, and everything's turning out real nice, so that's good. I like how it looks. I like how it's working. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Hopefully it runs good and sounds good, and hopefully it rips. It'll be all right. So see you guys next time.